Hello, Miss. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Nice to meet you, Lu. Nice to meet you, really. I have to say that I already listened to the new album and it's awesome. It's awesome, Lu. I listened to it three
Ah,
times.
thank you.
Later, I'm going to tell you what things I like the most about this album. But for now, I want to know about your beginnings. Yeah? Maybe this question was already asked a lot to you, but I want to start quiet. How were your beginnings in drums and also in the metal music? Because I know you were in other bands, right? Of death metal when you were younger. Um,
Yeah,
do you take lessons or are there any musician or metalhead in your family or how do you start?
I actually don't have any musicians in my family. My mother said that my grandfather was a great musician, but I never got to meet him, so maybe something came from him, but I don't know. To be honest, when I started to play drums, I just got this decision because I didn't have anything better to do. I live in a very small city. I didn't have friends at the time, didn't have anything else to do, so I just wanted to choose a hobby and go for it, something that would fill my time quite well. And I heard a friend of a friend play drums, and I decided to play drums as well. After that, only I found out about metal, Slipknot, and Joey Jordison, and saw like people really playing drums, like how people can play drums, like blast beats and play fast and do
Yeah.
all that crazy shit in those fields. And then I decided that I wanted to play professionally, but it was just after I got the drums. I got lessons throughout the years. So I had many teachers, and nowadays I don't take like lessons all the time, but I still do take lessons when I feel stuck in something that I feel that I need to get better, and it's taking me too long, or I'm not really finding the way to do it properly. I always take a lesson with a friend that is good at that.
Mm.
Especially nowadays with all these people that I know from other bands. I always have a friend that is willing to give me tips or to call me and give me advice and stuff.
What
Yeah.
was the first song that you learned in drums?
It was Judas Priest, Living After Midnight, because it's
Oh,
possibly one of the easiest songs ever, I would say,
cool. And what song do you consider the most difficult song that you try to learn?
that I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Fuck. I will say I've been trying a lot to play Conjuring the Dead from Belphegor, and I think it's a difficult song because that double bass at the song starts, it just
Yeah.
like keeps going to almost the end of the song.
Yeah.
And so I can do it. I just can't hold till the end. It's a very stamina oriented song. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
tricky one. I'm trying to keep on playing.
Yeah, in my case, because when I was younger, I played drums as well. And I learned some songs like Blind of Korn or some Slipknot and My Chemical Romance songs. But one song that was really difficult for me at that moment was Blended in Chains of Avenged Sevenfold. Was crazy. Was crazy. And I went tried to learn. I said, nah, I prefer just listening. you know,
Uh-huh.
because it has a lot of time changes and it's very fast. Maybe now that I'm 24, I can with that, but at that moment was terrible. Also, the drummer of Ginger as well is a genius, but it's really hard for his steps. Is he has a very particular style of playing in the progressive metal in general,
Cool. Yeah. We all have those, I guess.
and also you are a genius. In my opinion, you are the best female Brazilian drummer.
Oh, thank you, man. Thanks. That's a lot.
Now regarding to the album, I will say what things I like of Shades. In
Okay.
general, in general, I like so much how Crypta compose because today anyone can compose and make music in their room, but make good music is another story. And Crypta does it very well. I felt that this album is darker and heavier. I like that there are more spaces for Fernanda's bass. At least this time, I felt it much more than in Echoes of the Soul. And her voice is also stronger. I feel that it is developed a lot. The solos and the riffs, also the melodies are mega heavy and stronger. And I also feel that your drums sound better with much more power. And obviously, I loved the previous one, but I think this album is much better, and it's also a 10 of 10.
Oh, thank you.
I want to know how was the composition process or the creative process for Shades of Sorrow from your point of view? Because I know already the point of view of Fernanda, and I know that Jessica just contributed with the solos because she joined to the band when the record was almost finished. But in your case,
Yeah.
how did you face this process?
I would say it was the same process for Echoes of the Soul because we write from a long distance. It's all done through internet. So it is the same process for me. We basically like have meetings to talk about riffs that are in this folder of ideas, and we all try to mix the riffs and put them in structures and call to talk about it. And I write demos sometimes. I just write drum beats and ask for the band to put riffs on top of those drum beats. So I would say the process is the same, but also since Echoes of the Soul, we got to grow as musicians, and we are better now after playing these songs so much over and over and over. We reached the point into the old songs are all easy, and now we want to play this stuff that is harder for us. So also it's fun, it's fun to do that. It's not fun to just be playing the same stuff that you already know all the time. At least for me, it's the most fun of that I can get playing drums is always to play harder things compared to myself in the past. So yeah, I would say it's the same process. It's just like slightly better musicians now writing music. So it also sounds better for that reason.
And when you start your creative process, can you compose from nothing and completely alone? Or do you need some inspiration or something that tell you, okay, look, it's on this way?
I think I can go from nothing. I'm always practicing every day, playing songs and from other bands that I consider difficult to learn new skills, playing my songs over and over, and so I'm comfortable with them. Playing just specific techniques here and there that I have to get better, that I know I'm not 100% clean. And sometimes also I'm just jamming by myself with a beat, like with the metronome, and trying to create things that feel uncomfortable for me. So sometimes I come up with beats that I find really interesting, and I send to the girls and they can put a riff on top of that. And from that we kind of feel the vibe, if it's like Black and Deaf, or if it's like a more modern song, if it's a melodic song. And then we go from that to the rest of the song. So it really starts from zero. And sometimes even I have riff ideas. And with that riff idea, I have another riff idea that goes with that. And I start singing them and recording. Send to the girls. Also, sometimes I played it on the piano, so I memorize properly to send to the girls. And yeah, it's very random, but I would say for myself that I can go from zero because I just have these ideas and I record them and go from there.
Cool. Related with this a little bit, I know you are in charge of all the visual art of the band, so I want to know, how do you start to imagine these ideas, or how do these ideas come to your head? Because in the case of music videos, despite being made in a very small space, they are very well done and have great results.
Echoes of the Soul, when we had From the Ashes, it was about a song about killing ourselves over and over. And so we thought of a more of a not so literal way of killing ourselves. Yeah. And the director of that music video helped, but 98%, I would say, was idea that came from the band, and we all put together. Since I was working as a graphic designer before, I'm usually the one to take all the ideas and write a script and send to the directors and do these stupid little drawings to like kind of show what's the vision and get references. I don't know, for each song is a different thinking process. I don't really have like a formula that I can say that we go through to get to these ideas for music videos. It's just stuff that comes up sometimes, and I go from that. Just like with the songs, I really don't have a formula. It's very random for me the way I have my ideas. With Trial of Traitors, we didn't have much budget to go for, and anyways, I wanted to have this very creepy music video in the dark. It was always one of my dreams to play in the dark, which makes no sense for a music video. I mean, how are you going to record a music video if you're playing in the dark? But yeah, we had this idea of going to this abandoned place, recording with one flashlight and very DIY, so it looks like the Blair Witch movie. And yeah, it worked out. So it's very random. It's just sometimes I think also it would be cool to do this and that. I would like to be hanging from this place, or I would like the band to have this and that aspect in the music video, and then we start thinking of a story that matches with that first idea.
Cool, cool, awesome. And do you have any favorite song of this album for any reason?
I think my favorite song is Stronghold. It's the one that has it has all the aspects of the album, but just in one song. Like it has a little bit of a black metal riff in there, or like fast blast beats. Also, sometimes it sounds very like Florida and death metal, and sometimes it goes back to being just very melodic.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on in that song, and that's why I like it.
cool. Would you like to implement Brazilian percussion in a future Crypta album or song, as did Sepultura in many of the records they released?
It's not a goal of mine. Like
Mm.
I don't feel like it's like I don't listen to a lot of Brazilian music or traditional Brazilian music, so it's not really something I have in mind right now. But in the future, if it happens, it happens. I have nothing against it. It's just something I don't really think about, so I don't implement for that reason. I think I'm always oriented towards other style.
Yeah, I agree. Fernanda told me something like that, like she wanted implement something like this, but in a organic way, not just implement for implement. And I agree
Yeah,
with that because it doesn't have sense in that way. And
yeah.
so now my next question is, what is it like to working with Napalm Records? I mean, I ask this because you have been working with them for a few years now, and I know that you probably know them very well.
I mean, we have been working with Napalm Records since Nervosa. So we know all the crew and everyone is working there. It's very chill, I would say. No complaints at all. It's quite the opposite. Napalm Records took Crypta from zero, from a time that we didn't even have demos recorded, and they just trusted that we would do a good work and send us a contract. We have all to thank Napalm for the help, and since we always knew the team from Nervosa. It's just very chill to be with them. It's kind of a family by now. It's been so many years.
Do you have any offer from other labels?
No, at the time we didn't even have songs to send for other labels to try to get offers. Like it was very natural. It just when we left Nervosa, Napalm was already interested in whatever we would do next, and so when we said that we would do something, they already got us. So we didn't also go for other labels or tried anything.
Cool. And now I want to know about Crypta in Venezuela. Yeah. How do you feel about the concept of Crypta in Venezuela? Because bands don't usually go there, from what the Venezuelan guy I met last year at a festival told me, they hadn't had an international heavy metal concert in years. So they were people who surely had nothing to do with heavy metal music, but they went to see you. How was that experience?
It was great to play Venezuela. We didn't know what to expect because I don't hear of many bands going to Venezuela. So I never heard an experience from another band going there to know how it is over there. It's not like other countries that you're like, oh, I never played in Germany, but then 10 of your friends have, and they tell you more or less like how Germany is like. Venezuela is not one of those. So we just went there and tried it, and it was great. We were so well received, incredibly well received and well treated in Venezuela. People were just very passionate about going and watching the gig. We had an amazing time. We played there twice, and it was very good. Both times we played.
And your experience in Argentina? My subscriber told me that the band were standing still for 20 minutes and practically didn't play by a sound problem. So it's a really pity, because I imagine you and all the band with a lot of energy playing and have to stop by a stupid thing. It's so bad.
Yeah, Argentina for us, it's definitely on top of our list of countries. We absolutely have to come back because of the problem we had last time. We played there once and we played 3 songs because we have this guitar problem that I still don't know what it was because I don't understand guitar.
Hmm.
But I know that it ate our time on stage completely, and we played 3 songs, and then it was time to move on. It's too
Yeah.
bad. We're really sorry for that. It wasn't really our fault, but it was no one's fault, but it happened. So it's on top
Yeah.
of our list to come back and try again.
Cool, cool. And now my last question. is what advice would you give to a new band or a new drummer at the beginning of his career?
I would say that if you're starting, you have to have fun with your instrument and really know that you're passionate about playing the music and not playing because any other reason. Because I see many people playing because they want the attention that the instrument will give to them. They want the hype. They want to have like this profile, of a musician, and I don't know, to take these pictures and have this personality out there doing this. And I think that's totally the wrong reason to do it. When I started, I just wanted a hobby. It kind of became my passion afterwards. I am passionate about learning and being better than myself from yesterday and not just being better from other people that I see online. I think that's my biggest advice, to have fun and to know that you're playing because you like the instrument. If you're playing for other reasons, just quit and go and do something else that you're really passionate about. And to never compare yourself to people you see online, because you don't know how much time they practice to be there. They don't know what kind of editing there is behind things that you listen. You don't know the kind of situation that they are living. Also, maybe sometimes you work all day, so you don't have time to practice that much. So you can't kind of compare yourself with every person you see online. So yeah, don't compare yourself to other people. Just compare yourself to yourself yesterday, and that's the healthiest way to do it.
Perfect. Perfect, Lou. Now, before I finish, make me a top 3 drummers that you like. I imagine there is, in first place, there is Joy Harrison.
Oh, top 3. Wow. Joey was the guy that inspired me to play. I will say second is probably Eloy Casagrande, because I think he's the best drummer in modern times, even. And third, oh my God, there are so many drummers I could put in third place. I will say James Stewart, because I think he's the best extreme metal drummer that exists nowadays. And I am an extreme metal drummer, so I dig that very much.
Cool, cool. Okay, Lou, that was all for today. Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time. And I hope to see you soon in Argentina or the Mexico Metal Fest, because I will travel to there to cover the event and to see you with Crypta live.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much to you. See you, Lou. Take care.
Bye.